Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This isn't going to be a very long video, but I wanted to make something talking about what I want to see in the future of RPG Simulator. So lately I have been making a whole ton of videos on this game, and there hasn't been an update in a couple of weeks, so I'm not complaining about that, of course, just waiting for the next one, and there really isn't too much to do until then. So I kind of wanted to make a short video just talking about stuff that I want to see, and I want to use this video as kind of a place that we can all talk about what we want to see. So I want you guys in the comments of this video to say what you want to see in the next coming updates, what you hope they don't add, and yeah, what you want them to change, and anything really. So the first thing I kind of want to discuss is the idea of weekly rewards. So currently, what I think could really help players come back to the game and stay with the game is weekly changing rewards, and these rewards must be limited. So what I think they should do is do something like add like a new quest, because they currently already have the daily quest where you have to do a certain amount of things to get either rainbow pots, tokens, maybe award scrolls, something like that. They could just add another quest, but this is a weekly quest and it is a lot more difficult. Maybe it is something like, for example, complete 25 runs of Vince Laboratory on hardcore. So this would be pretty reasonable for a full week, and plus it would make players want to come back to the game, and it would give them a difficult incentive and a hard challenge to beat. But anyways, what is the point of this challenge? What is the weekly reward? So what I think would be pretty fun is if vanities were on like a weekly cycle, and every single week there is a quest, like the example I gave you, the 25 Dr. V runs. There's a quest that you beat, and beating this quest gives you this limited vanity. After this week is over, that vanity can no longer be after this week is over, that vanity you can no longer get it. You can only get it through trading, and it becomes valuable and all that stuff. This would make collectors want to come back to the game and get more stuff. It would let newer players get limited items a lot easier. It could also help balance the marketplace a little bit for new players. Also, it would add an incentive to come back to the game at least once a week to see what to do. Now, I hope the challenges, if they added something like this, wouldn't be ridiculous. I don't want to see any 500 Dr. V runs in a week or nothing stupid. And I also don't want them to be AFK farming incentive-wise, like 10,000 lizard monkey kills or something like that, because then you can just sit in the ancient zone for hours and hours and hours. Whoever has the best PC and can AFK farm the best and the longest would then get all the limited weekly vanities, and I don't think that'd be good. That just damaged the game in the long run. But I do think the rotating limiteds on a weekly base thing would be a great idea, but I digress. Another thing I want to talk about is the possibility of adding a difficulty to the game above hardcore. Now, I don't think that whatever raid comes out next, so the Hive, whenever that comes out, I don't want there to immediately be this third difficulty. So what I was thinking was they can add a harder difficulty for the early raids, such as Pirate Captain, Obsidian Dragon, Deep Sea Angler, Shadow Knight, Soul Slayer Stars, any of the ones where it's just one boss. They should add one more difficulty to it, maybe called Extreme or something like that, where it's the same rule of one life. The rules of hardcore don't change. The only change is they have massive health and are a challenge, and they drop maybe a robe for level 1300, a weapon, gear pieces, anything really, or maybe even ores. That could be a really good idea. But it would give the players an incentive to actually go back and do these raids again, because a lot of the new players nowadays get powered through the early game, and they never do pretty much any of the early raids besides Pirate Captain, maybe Dragon, and Slayer of the Stars. Plus, it would give all the people stuck in the end game something to do, and I really just think it'd be a very interesting. Soul Slayer of Stars fight on hardcore is super fun. Just making him have a lot more health and do more damage could really be a healthy and great challenge. And I would really enjoy if they maybe did the same idea, but they make it toward that one fight. I forgot the name of the raid, it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's the one you have to beat. It's level 800, you have to beat it in order to do Frost Dragon. You can only do this thing once. I really wish they can maybe make it to where you can do that more than once, and maybe that drops gear. And yeah, I just really like the idea of doing the single boss fights because it's a great challenge, it's a great definition of a raid boss, and it's a really good way to get gear in like a fast way. It looks like a hard fight, but since you're only fighting one thing, it isn't a tedious task of just killing stuff over and over and over again. You actually just have to fight a single hard fight. Something else I think that they really need to do is make an easy way for players to get stats. So if you're a player like me and you've been playing the game for a long time and you've been leveling your stat points up over time throughout the updates, it hasn't been that bad to get to max stat every time that it gets changed because your stat points are already super duper high. Except if I'm a brand new player to the game and I log in to RPG Simulator and I see that I need to get 115,000 attack points in order to get maximum stats, yeah, that looks pretty ridiculous to get, and it does take a very long time unless you're AFK farming the ancient forest zones overnight every night. What I think they should do is that once you reach level 1300, automatically you should gain at least halfway to max attack stat and at least halfway to max health stat, because this would really help new players get maximum stats. And I know this is pretty broken, so maybe something more like 20,000 attack out of 115,000, something a lot smaller, because the other number was pretty generous, but still, it is so hard for those new players to get maximum stat, because 0 to 115,000 is a very long way. One idea I have for getting max stat could always be a super duper difficult quest. So we have already seen the 25 boss kill quest where we have to kill the Flower of Mystery 25 times in order to get the best weapon in the game. They could do something like this to where you have to beat maybe a raid or some really hard new zone boss, or maybe the world boss. You have to beat some form of difficult challenge a ton, and then if you do this, you can get max stat. This is a really good way to eliminate AFK farming, and overall, it would just be a more active way to reach your maximum stats instead of just letting your computer do it for you over a long time. One thing I think would be really interesting is if they add another gear type, because currently, you know, we got necklace, we got ring, we got armor, aura, we got weapon. What if they add helmet, you know, maybe they add boots and a hat, something like that? I really do think the game could benefit from getting even more gear options, like maybe even another type of rune. Maybe you can use 2 runes at once, maybe you get a 4th ability. I think there really is a lot of options they can do. And speaking of using multiple runes at once, something in the future that could be really cool is the idea of fusing runes together and having their abilities combined to have just the ultimate powerhouse. Anyways guys, thanks for watching my video, just going over a ton of random ideas I have for the future of RPG Sim. I really do hope they take it in a fun and interesting route, and there really is a lot of ways that the game could go, and I'm really excited for the Hive and other future updates. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.